Her works express the coexistence of man and nature, a relationship that is both peaceful and conflicted. Having exhibited in her native Germany, Artemis Herber now lives and creates art in Baltimore County, and she's with us in our studio today. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Thank you for the invitation.
Well, it's a pleasure. I know you come from Germany. You've exhibited all over the world, and you are now, fortunately for us here in Baltimore County, still creating your artwork. But I would imagine that your art has developed and over the years. You do mostly what? Sculptures?
I create sculptures and large-scale paintings,
Okay.
and mostly on corrugated cardboard or with corrugated cardboard.
Okay, so I have to ask you, corrugated cardboard. I see it a lot, and all the packages I get from Amazon. I think, why corrugated cardboard?
Well, first of all, I think it's a very global material that we use for packing and shipping in our everyday life. It's a very ubiquitous material we are aware of, and at the same time, the financial world names it as the beige gold. Just using it as a market indicator for our consumerism and trade in our everyday life. So when the sales of cardboard are high, the value of cardboard raises. So I thought it would be the ideal material to use it as a base for my artwork that relates to those themes of man, nature, and the environment.
Yeah, I would imagine it's pretty malleable too. I mean, you can do a lot of different things with it, right?
Exactly.
So from just a practical standpoint, it's an interesting, has a lot of texture and...
Exactly. I like to think about how we as the humans shape the world. And in correspondence, I start a dialogue with the material in many different ways, exploring tattered compositions, revealing the corrugation, disintegrating, thinking about disintegrating and assemblage in many ways, so that I can investigate the way how we create our world, how we shape our landscapes, also shaped through disappearance.
Yes, right. Absolutely. Okay, so you're taking that kind of man-made consumer product, right? That's kind of fabricated, I guess, actually from wood, right? Is that what it's corrugated cardboard?
Yes, there's a certain amount of wood, but also a lot of scrap paper.
Okay.
So I transform something that is of, a meager material, of meager value. I transform it or convey it into art, something that is supposed to be of value.
Right. And then do you use also other kind of products? I was looking at some things about your artwork, like coal chips, for example. Can you explain how you bring all of this together?
Well, I think about those materials as resources.
Okay.
So whatever we do as humans, we are sort of invasive, through land seizure to exploitation. Everything we use for our sustain in life, we extract our resources, no matter if it's recycled or if it's a natural material like marble powder or coal. We always dig something out of mines and pits.
Yeah. Now you've exhibited, I said in your native Germany, but also in Europe, here in the United States. So how are you hoping to enlighten folks about this kind of yin and yang, or if you want to call it, or relationship between kind of man-made and the natural?
Well, I think we are all affected by the consequences of our tectonic activities across the world. Basically, we create a new strata, a new geological layer of all kind of waste we create, the way of life. And no matter where you live, we are affected by cataclysmic events of global warming. We are affected by issues how to keep our water or air clean. And most of the time, artists find a way to address that issue. And also artists live in these local but also global communities. So it's not only the way that I work secluded in my studio, but I also like to reach out to artist communities or local communities so that we make suggestions how to make changes in our direct environment. And I think Baltimore County is a great way to connect with people and with artists.
Right. So for us who are in Baltimore County, and you've exhibited all over the world, I'm thinking, well, where can we go to see some of your work locally? You do have an installation in Patterson Park.
Correct.
Yeah. Any other places close by?
Not yet, but next year there will be an installation in Washington, D.C. in a resident courtyard. And next month I will have a very nice show at the Arlington Arts Center. Opening reception is October 13th. So please come and see my new work. And in 2020 I'm already starting to think about participating in an exhibition, landscapes in an eroded field.
Oh, interesting.
At the American University.
Oh, wonderful. Well, we appreciate you taking time from work in your studio to come and talk with us and give us some insight about the creative process and the inspiration behind your work. Artemis, great to have you here.
Thank you very much for the conversation. Thank you.
Thought-provoking art. You're watching SMARTS, the Baltimore County Arts and Culture Show.